Hello, everybody, and welcome again to another edition of Sports Predictions. I'm your host, Movie Master Mike.
And Boston Boy.
All right, we are back and just as mediocre as ever with Week 9 of the 2014 NFL season. First, let's do a quick recap of Week 8. How did we do?
Oh, well.
I did pretty well. Our first game we had was Chargers at the Broncos. The Broncos won. Next was Lions at the Falcons. The Lions won. Next was Bills and the Jets. The Bills won. Ravens and Bengals, and the Bengals barely won. Controversial call. Next was Seahawks and Panthers. The Seahawks won. Next was Bears and Patriots, and the Patriots fucking stomped them. Next was Texans and the Titans. The Texans won. Next was Dolphins and Jags. The Dolphins won. The Rams and the Chiefs won. The Vikings and Bucks, and the Vikings won. The Eagles and Cardinals, and the Cardinals won. All right. And the Raiders and the Browns won. The Colts and the Steelers fucking won with 51 points.
Yeah.
Jeez. Next was Packers and the Saints won. And Redskins and Cowboys, and the Redskins won in overtime. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I got 3 games wrong.
And I got 8 wrong.
Yeah, there were a lot you got wrong in that week. I just went with the teams I figured the Lions would win.
Yeah, I don't know why I went Falcons. But they did. A lot of the ones that I got wrong, especially that one, for example, were really close, like last second. You know.
Yeah.
And that was on a really controversial call against the Lions. It ended up beneficial because he missed the first kick, and then
That's right with the whole.
in England across the pond.
Yeah, what is it? The delay of game.
Delayed game.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that was week 8. Now on to week 9.
Mm-hmm.
First game we got the Saints and the Panthers.
Saints-Panthers, I think the Saints are finally doing it. They're running the ball with Marquez Colston, and Kenny Stills got some good catches, and most importantly, I can't think of the ginger tight end's name. What the hell?
I have no idea.
Really? The tight end? Jimmy Graham.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was injured, so he was hurt, and that's a big reason that they've kind of failed for most of the first half of the season, and he's finally coming out and catching touchdowns, so I think the Saints are going to win this game.
Yeah, the Panthers, they're not doing very well. They lost a lot of games. Like, what's their record?
It's not too bad. They get the tie, and then
3-4-1. Yeah, so
it's a half a game more than the Saints have.
yeah, that's true. But I think you're right. I think the Saints are on the upward, the up and up, and the Panthers on the down and down. So I'm going to go Saints.
They're both the top of that division with a 3-4 record.
They're in the same division. This is a divisional game.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Fighting for the record, or for the number 1 spot.
And even on the road, I think the Saints are going to win.
Yeah, me too.
All right, next we got the Bucks and the Browns.
Man, I was going to say right away the home team, but last week
the Browns won.
Yeah, but I was saying last week I went with my gut last week and I said the Buccaneers for some reason, even though I wasn't really feeling it. I'm not going to do that this week. Browns are going to win at home.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about this game because the Bucks suck. Even
Suck
the Browns had that one game like 2 weeks ago where they just got slaughtered by a crappy team.
Yeah.
But I think the Browns are going to win at home. All right, next we got the Jags and the Bengals.
I don't even know what else to say. I mean, it's the Jaguars. What can you say? Bengals win a tough game against the Ravens, and they're going to win a not-so-tough game against the Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jags suck. Again, not much else to say. I think the Bengals are going to win. All right, next we got the Cardinals and the Cowboys. This is an interesting game.
And strangely enough, I think that if the Cardinals win, it would be considered an upset, just because everyone's riding the Cowboys,
Even though we have a better record.
Yeah, they're sitting atop the NFC.
Well, it's 6-1 and 6-2, so the Cowboys
have the same amount of wins, but they've got one more
Yeah,
loss.
so we've had our bye already.
Right.
But
and we played some tough teams and continue to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to go against what probably most people are going, and going Cardinals. It's kind of without a second thought to me.
Yeah, did you watch the Cardinals-Eagles game last week?
No, I didn't see it in its entirety, but yeah, I've seen a lot
I think I watched most of it, and even the announcers were like, neither of these teams are playing up to their capabilities. Like, they both it was sloppy, a lot of 3-and-outs, and
and even at the end, the coach of the Cardinals was like, it wasn't pretty, but the end of the game was pretty. Like, we got the win,
Yep, yeah. So, but the Cowboys didn't play very well against the Redskins last week, so
In fact, when Romo went out is when they played some of their best football with, what's his name, Whedon, the old Browns quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Funny face guy.
So, but I'm with you. I'm going with our home team, the Cardinals, on
Yeah.
the road to beat the Cowboys and end this.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was a slaughter if they
Yeah.
just destroyed them.
Yeah, I think last week might be the end of the Cowboys.
Hopefully,
being
it's
like
just
the,
the beginning of their 8-8 season. They're just gonna fail.
yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. Is like now that they've lost, and like Romo's questionable to come back this weekend. That like
and then they'll just say it's his back and they'll make excuses and he'll
Yeah.
cry about his soreness, whatever.
yeah, and the Romo coaster is on the down.
Down.
All right, next Eagles and the Texans.
I guess it could be interesting, but Eagles are probably pretty upset about that loss last week.
Mm.
Man, I don't know really a whole lot else to say other than I think the Eagles are a better team and they'll win. They'll win the game.
Yeah, with the Eagles and the Cowboys losing last week, that makes the Giants' chances a lot better.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But the Texans, they won last week. They played the Titans. Yeah, they won.
That's
but yeah, the Eagles. Did you said J.J. Watt was out for a few games?
No, it's Jadeveon Clowney. He was the number 1 draft pick or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But he's coming in, I think, this game, so
Okay.
that should make it interesting. I didn't think about that, actually.
All right. Well, even so, I think the Eagles are better. Nick Foles.
It's a really good quarterback.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Eagles on the road to beat the Texans. The Texans are just a mediocre team, and the Eagles are better. All right. Next, the Jets and the Chiefs.
Pretty one-sided. This is kind of an easy week. Fuck the Jets. Chiefs are going to win. That's all I have to say.
Ditto, man. Fuck the Jets. The Chiefs are gonna win.
Cool.
All right. Next, Chargers at the Dolphins.
This is probably the closest one, even because it is even because the Dolphins are playing at home. I think the Chargers, though, are just a far superior team, and hopefully will chip away at that record in our AFC East division for the Dolphins, bring them a little lower, a little farther away from winning the division. So Chargers for the win.
Yeah, this one is actually a pretty interesting game because the Dolphins do play really well at home. They're doing pretty well this season. The Chargers, they got a couple of losses, but back to back, right? Did they lose in Week 7?
Well, I know they lost to the Broncos.
Yeah, because they lost to the Chiefs and then they lost
That's
to the
right.
Broncos. They're coming off back-to-back losses.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm going to have to go with Miami. I don't want it. I'd much rather San Diego win because, like you said, to help our chances to definitely win the division, not have any kind of, it comes down to the last game of the season,
The Dolphins, one thing to consider, they won last week. I think they would have won it anyway, but 2 of their touchdowns were pick sixes run back into the end zone. So I think those were the only touchdowns they scored, or at least until that point. So it would have been a tie game if not for that.
Well,
Maybe overtime, the Jaguars would have won. So Chargers, I think that's a mistake, but you pick your Dolphins.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the home team, the Dolphins. All right, next Redskins and Vikings.
Redskins, Vikings. Redskins won against the Cowboys, and RG3 is coming back this week. He's going to be playing. So,
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's ready to go. I mean, we really haven't seen enough of him. Other than what we have seen, he's been really terrible. But I just feel like the Redskins are going to win this game. Redskins on the road.
Yeah, the Vikings are one of those teams that aren't very good. They go up and down this season anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if either team won,
Or lost, yeah.
but man,
No, it's one of those lesser of two shitties.
yeah. RG3's coming back, and I mean he's a good quarterback. He's not the best, but he's what's his name for the Vikings still out?
What, Castle?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think they'd probably keep Bridgewater in anyway.
Yeah, probably. Wow. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go with the Vikings. I'm going Vikings. I don't know. Yeah. Just because I like the Vikings more than the Redskins. So.
Yeah, I guess I can agree with that.
All right. Next, we got the Rams and the Niners.
49ers.
49ers.
I'm not to say anything else.
Yeah, the Niners are a better team. I'm gonna go 49ers as well. Those trick plays won't work forever, so
Yeah.
they really only worked the one time.
Yeah.
All right, next Broncos and Patriots.
Game of the week, man.
Yes, definitely the game of the week.
Both coming off 4 straight wins. I think this is like the best streak that they've been on, other than the 2007 season where they were both undefeated, and of course the Patriots won then. But this is the one I've been thinking about and talking about all week, and the Patriots are going to win at home and probably would be considered an upset.
I think it's most definitely going to be considered an upset.
Oh yeah,
I mean the records aren't.
too much different.
Yeah, 6-1 and 6-2. So they've already had their bye. We have our bye next week.
But I think pretty much anyone can agree that the Broncos have a better team, a better roster. But
Oh yeah, much better. I mean, when you can push Welker to like your 5th guy that
Option.
you target,
yeah,
you know, like that's saying something.
our old number 1 is
Yeah.
their 5th, not even in the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they're a much better team. But
Brady
the Patriots
does
just
had to work
yeah,
with what
they
he's
just find a way to win with nobody like LaFell
It's been
and
like that all along, man.
yep. So it's going to be an interesting game. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if the Broncos won because they
course.
are a better team. But I'm going Patriots, not only because they're my team, but I think they can actually beat the Broncos. At this point, they're coming off all those wins. Last week was a huge win.
Fired up, yeah.
Well, yeah, they got to fire. It wasn't a huge win because the Bears suck, but it was a huge win for our spirit, for us being like, you know what, fuck everybody, we can do this. You know, Gronk's fucking back. He
Yeah,
wants to
he's
fucking
back to
play.
form.
Yeah. So he's pumped. I think Brady when they got that pick 6 or the fumble to the 6,
Yeah.
they showed Brady like running onto the field so happy, like holding his helmet up. So it's like
Yeah.
so Brady's.
Well, he's
fired up.
always like that, man. Brady's
Yeah.
just passionate as fuck. But
Yeah. So I think they can do it. I think it would be really well for us to beat the best team in the league going into our bye. And then we could be like, whoo.
Yeah,
you know,
that would be the best
take a break.
possible thing. That would be the best thing to catapult us into a Super Bowl. I'm not really having high hopes right now, but I mean, even as well as they've been doing, I mean, there's teams like Denver, you know.
Yeah,
But,
there's
I
obviously
think-
better teams than the Patriots. Even though our record is one of the best in the league right now, there are better teams.
Yeah,
So,
but I would feel pretty good going into the bye with a win against the Broncos.
oh yeah, that would be the best. So I'm going Patriots all the way. All right, next we got the Raiders at the Seahawks.
I was looking at the okay. So Raiders at Seahawks, man, it's tough.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, wouldn't it be crazy if the Raiders won? I guess I wouldn't be that shocked. I would be pretty shocked, but I mean the Seahawks aren't the team they were last year, and
No.
the Raiders are even worse than they were last year, if that was possible. And Seahawks, I don't know how you could pick against them in this game.
Yeah, at home against a shitty team like that, like who came in and beat them this year? It was
Chargers.
the Chargers go
Was it?
into
I think.
Seattle.
I think.
All right. Yeah, the Seahawks are gonna win at home. The Raiders suck. There's no way they're gonna go into Seattle and win.
Yeah, 0-7. Unwind. What do you call it when it's without a win?
Winless?
Undefeated, but yeah, winless. There you go, I guess.
All right. Next, we got the Ravens at the Steelers. The Ravens coming off a big loss,
Yeah,
divisional loss, and the
Steelers-
Steelers coming off a big win.
Their record is better than I thought it was. Like I
Yeah.
kind of imagined Steelers were like really terrible this year, but 5-3 is a pretty good record.
Yeah.
Man, this is tough. 'Cause if we're gonna talk about the whole season, I think Ravens are better. But the last few weeks, the Steelers, Ben's got another receiver now, and it's made a huge difference. You can see last week.
Well, they're both 5-3.
Yeah, I know. This one's I think the toughest pick.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm gonna go with the home team with the Steelers. I hate to say it. Oh, you know what? I hate both of these teams. I think I hate the Ravens more, actually. So, either way, I'll go Steelers.
Yeah, I hate the Ravens a little more too. Wow, this is an interesting one because the Ravens were really hot there for like 3 games. The Steelers, it's like they've won, lost.
Yeah.
Ugh. So wow, yeah, the home team is usually who I go with in a pick like this, where it's like they're both kind of evenly matched.
Yeah.
But I do hate the Ravens more. They're on the road. Steelers coming off a huge win.
The crowd's gonna be in it.
Oh
with
yeah.
those fucking towels.
Yeah, the terrible towels.
And Flacco has moments of greatness, but he's got times where he just looks really bad too. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, the Steelers beat a really good team in the Colts, and the Ravens lost a divisional game.
Mm.
So I think I'm with you. I'm gonna go with the home team. If it was reversed, if it was at Baltimore, I'd probably go
Pick
Baltimore. But usually in situations like this, I go home team. So the Steelers. Next, the Colts at the Giants. Monday night game, last game of the week.
Yeah, Colts lost a disappointing game. They had a chance to win that game against the Steelers, and then I don't know if you saw it where Andrew Luck fell into the end zone, his own end zone.
Oh yeah.
It kind of just completely went downhill from there. It was like they were still behind, but only by like 7 points, and then from there it was just a slaughter. But anyway, I'm not even thinking about the Giants in this situation. Colts, especially after that loss, they are going to beat the crap out of the Giants.
Yeah, the Giants suck.
I hope to God, man, if the Giants win this game, I'd be upset.
Yeah, so would I. I'm gonna have to go Colts over the Giants. I can never pick the Giants unless they were actually doing well, and they were playing a really shitty team like the Raiders.
Like at home against the Jaguars, I'd probably go Jaguars, even for the Giants. just because fuck the Giants.
At this point, yeah, but I'm saying like if they had because they won those 3 games in a row, if they kept winning, and then they were playing at home against like the Raiders, you'd have to pick the Giants as much as you hate them. But in any other situation, yeah, never pick them. Only in a situation like that.
That's a very rare. Probably won't happen the rest of the season. I don't see myself picking the Giants.
No, not this season. No, not the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I'm going to go Colts to end the week 9. Wow, week 9. So the season is half over for most of the teams. And this is actually the halfway point for me because like a lot of teams haven't had their byes and so because like we said with the Patriots and Broncos, like one has had their bye, one hasn't, so one has a better record than the other,
right?
Even though it's the same record, well they have the same wins. So this is like it's like that twilight zone of the middle of the season between weeks 8 and 9. But wow, I can't believe it. Wow, week 9. We have to wait like 4 months for the season to start, and it's almost over. It just flies by so fast.
Yeah. I mean, I hate the bye week. It sucks, It sucks.
Yeah, they don't have any.
I like watching other games, but without a Patriots game for me, it's just so dull. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll flip around the red zone.
What are we gonna have to look forward to next week? Who do we have playing?
I think after that, or next week, Bears Packers. That's always good.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. The Packers have a bye week this week since they're not in rotation.
And 49ers at Saints is going to be a good one. Broncos at Raiders, that should be good. Not. Chiefs Bills might be good.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a few good games. The Cardinals and Rams, that's a divisional game, so that's important. Ish. Because the Rams suck, but it's a divisional game, so what the hell. So yeah, not a whole lot to look forward to. Hopefully the Seahawks just fucking stomp the crap out of New York next week. That'll be interesting. But until then, I'm your host, Movie Master Mike.
And Boston Boy.
All right, see you next time.